It's that time of year again, and if you've been paying attention to our social media, the social media of Julie Murray, Trish Haynes, or Light the Way Missing Person Advocacy Project, you have seen the announcement. The New Hampshire Coalition of Families for the Missing and Murdered is gathering again this year, Friday, August 15th, 2025, from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Concord State House at 107 North Main Street in Concord, New Hampshire. Jane and I wanted to have a discussion about the gathering, what our goals are, and what we hope to accomplish. Here it is.
Welcome to Invisible Tears. This is Jane, and I'm here with Amanda today. Good morning, Amanda.
Good morning, Jane. How's it going?
Good.
Good.
So we're going to just do an episode today talking about our gathering coming up. Some people call it a rally. We're calling it a gathering. It's going to be Friday, August 15th. 2025 from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Concord State House in Concord, New Hampshire.
Yep.
We have some new people that are going to join us this year, which I'm super excited about.
Yeah.
Especially because I haven't seen them in a couple of years, and they're amazing people. Well, let's talk a little bit about the coalition. It's the New Hampshire Coalition of Families of the Unsolved Missing and Murdered.
Yep.
We formed this coalition 3 years ago. This will be our third year.
Yep.
We joined forces with Maura Moore's family and Trish Haynes' family. And now we have John Roberts.
Yep.
He advocates for his sister Denise that was brutally murdered in Manchester. And Shayna from Light the Way. She's an amazing advocate. She's been advocating for so many families.
Yeah, she has.
In New Hampshire right now, actually across the country. But she's been going to all the meetings at the AG's office with family members, and she is just so amazing.
She really is. She's actually become victim advocates for so many of the families as well. So that's why, getting into those meetings and helping make sure that there's progress on cases, making sure that they're sort of held accountable for updates and that sort of thing. She's a great leader in that aspect. She's so organized. And she's amazing. I can't say enough good things about Shayna. I love her.
She's she just started probably last year, I think, advocating for Tina and Bethany Sinclair.
Yes,
she's actually been going to the AG's office up in Concord with some family members of Tina and Bethany Sinclair and been advocating with them or for them. I think, in my opinion, is bringing that case or giving that case some more hope that it'll be solved. She's been making sure that case keeps being looked at and going forward, and I guess they've seen a little bit of progress with that case. So yeah, she's just amazing. And over the past 4 months, she has collaborated with the Gabby Petito Foundation. And the Gabby Petito family will be at our gathering this year, which I'm super excited about. It's been I met them a couple of years ago at CrimeCon. An amazing family. They have been advocating for victims and doing a lot of speaking engagements over the past couple of years. They're just amazing. Just wonderful, down to earth people.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty excited about seeing them again. They're just, I can't say enough about them. Talk about genuine people.
I mean, I've only met Nicole, right? So that's Nicole Schmidt. So that's Gabby Petito's mom. Only met her virtually, but like personally, like myself, when we interviewed her and Shayna on this podcast.
Yes,
But
we had
you
them both on.
Yep. Just talking about their partnership and the work, that they're doing, and just wanted to make sure and highlight and showcase the amazing stuff that they're doing, because they're making a difference, and they're pushing for real change, in
Yes.
legislation and everything. And in just that virtual interaction, I was like, I could be true friends with Nicole. Like, we have so many similar interests. I'm really, really happy to actually be able to meet her in person. Super thankful that they're, putting out quotes and supporting our event, with the media and with the press, because it'll help bring more attention as well. And they understand that. So,
And they're also
thankful.
going to be providing some information for people if they choose to want or need some information about, violence and
Mhm.
domestic violence and bullying and stuff like that, victims.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, they're going to be a huge asset
Mhm.
to the rally or to the gathering this year.
Yeah.
Very
Yep.
excited about that.
Mhm. Yep.
And
My.
so I guess what we wanted to do is really talk about what our key points were this year
Mhm.
for the rally. So do you want to start with that?
Yeah, of course. So, I mean, in prior years, obviously, we've published goals, initiatives, sort of, areas where we've highlighted and focused on, for the areas where we want to make sure that there is some sort of improvement and that sort of thing. We've actually outlined 7 key reform areas this year, and now people may think that that's a lot, but we're coming at it from a much more specific perspective this year. We haven't seen a ton of traction in anything that we've asked for yet.
No.
So we figure that we went through all of the key reform areas, and we didn't want to, as a group, we didn't want to cut anything down at all. So we're like, no, we're actually going with these 7 key reform areas. So first area that we're asking for change in is transparency and routine communication with families. This is such a common piece of feedback with every person that deals with law enforcement or the attorney general's office, just generally speaking, when they're looking for updates on either their case, like you, Jane, or their loved one's case. So, with everybody that we've spoken with, they just seem like they don't get a response. They're ghosted, for lack of a better term. There's no transparency, or any update that they may be given is so meaningless. Like, it doesn't mean anything. So we really want them to understand that that piece of routine communication is essential. Like, we understand that it takes time to solve a case. However, you need to make sure that you are fully communicative when we are asking you for routine updates. So we want to sort of standardize that and ask them to basically ensure that we're getting quarterly communication on case developments. And even if there isn't a case development, there's at least that connection in.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Yep. It's so important.
It really
And
is.
I think all the families that have been showing up at the gatherings, that has been their biggest issue with the AG office. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Next is push for measurable progress in cold cases.
Yes.
So there's over 130 unsolved missing and murdered cases in the cold case unit right now.
Mhm.
That's just in the cold case unit.
Yep.
That's not including all the other cases that are being actively looked at right now,
Yep.
recent cases. This is just the cold case unit. It's on the website. Look it up. It's crazy. So since we started doing these gatherings and asked for them to start solving some of these cases, there has been one solved case in 2 years.
Yes.
One solved case in 2 years.
Yeah.
That just is not acceptable in my eyes.
Not at all. Not at all. And I think it might go to the point of, so one case solved in the past 2 years. So we have actually, as a coalition, we have actually been able to get the budget actually for the cold case unit, because one of these a piece of this measurable progress in cold cases, we want to kind of understand what resources the cold case actually has at its disposal, and maybe that's why. um I don't know how much resources the cold case has, but I don't believe that it's enough for the caseload. So we need some change with that, because it's a big area with big problems.
My opinion, with the technology they have and the access they have to this technology, for instance, DNA,
Hmm.
there should be more than one case solved in 2 years.
I agree, especially with so many cases really getting fantastic traction with the genetic genealogy piece, and with so many really good companies coming to the forefront, giving that really good information. Um, I completely agree, Jane.
Yeah.
Yep.
Our third one, ensure tip follow-up protocols are enforced. I'm going to tell you, I honestly don't know where these tips go. I know people go to the website, the cold case unit website. I know that they have a phone number. I know that they have an email. Who looks at these tips? I have no idea, because after a few days or a couple of weeks or sometimes a couple of months, whoever sends these tips in, especially if it's got to do with the Connecticut River Valley cases or my case, people are notifying me with the tips
Yes.
and notifying us with the tips.
Yes.
I can't do anything with these tips. I
Correct.
can't investigate them. I can't research them. I can't do anything with these tips. It's not my job. It's
Hmm.
their job.
Hmm.
So if these people are notifying me, it kind of gives me an inclination of two things. One, they're either looking at these tips, not fully following up on them, and definitely not returning phone calls to people that have actually submitted tips.
Hmm.
Two, are they really looking at these tips?
Right.
I don't know.
Hmm. Yep.
Are they shorthanded and don't have enough people to look at these tips? I don't know.
Hmm.
All I know is, I know, with speaking from my case and the Connecticut River Valley cases, people get frustrated and they're actually notifying us.
Yes. Yep.
So that is one thing. The families and community members reporting untimely and inconsistent tip responses. We demand a transparent tip tracking system and a commitment from law enforcement to return all calls within 5 days.
I think that's
That's,
realistic.
I do think that's realistic.
And then you all would know that at least it was received in sort of somewhere. I mean, I'm going to take the opportunity to just reach out to all of our listeners. I know, especially within the course of the past 3 or 4 months, how many of you have reached out and how many times we have directed you to go to the cold case unit. Please let us know. How many of you have actually received any sort of piece or communication back saying that what you submitted was actually received and someone would be looking into it. Just sort of confirmation of receipt. Let
Yeah.
us know if any of you, I know that there's at least 20 that we have forwarded on. So simply
Yep.
from redirecting in that way. So you guys let us know, especially in the comments of this episode, maybe out on YouTube, or I know Spotify actually lets you do comments and stuff like that. So let us know. We want to
Yeah.
know if you actually got confirmation back, because our guess is that you are not, because of the consistent communication back with us.
Yes. Yeah. I would definitely want to know that.
Mhm.
Definitely. Expand use of modern investigative tools. Again,
Yes.
we're back to DNA,
Mhm.
advanced database matching, while outlining case eligibility criteria. With families unaware of what tools are being used in their cases, we demand the cold case unit adapt and disclose use of forensic genealogy. That's the thing. A lot of these families, they just want to know,
Mhm.
where was there DNA found?
Mhm.
Have you tested it? And, you know, maybe a little bit of information of whether, it was included or excluded.
Right.
Um, that's not much to ask.
No,
And I think the families, along with myself, deserve to know,
I agree.
if this stuff has been tested and the results have come back and, you know, excluded or included information.
Mhm.
Not asking for much.
Yeah.
Create a public cold case database with case specific status indicators.
Yep.
With families having no insight into case review frequency or attention levels, we demand a state managed portal displaying basic case information, status categories, recent activity side stamps, and monthly time investment indicators to ensure transparency without compromising investigations.
Mhm.
So all that is saying is we want to know, okay, my case, did you invest 1 hour or 5 hours
Mhm.
within the month?
Mhm.
You don't have to tell me what you did. You don't have to, I mean, that would be nice. That would go back to transparency. But at least let these families know that your loved one's case was looked at this month and this is how many hours we put into it.
Yep.
They should know. Actually, I think that should be public information for everyone.
Yes. And now, mind you, databases like this exist in other states. We're not
Yes,
asking New Hampshire to do anything that other states haven't already done. I'm not saying every state, I'm saying other states.
exactly. Foster a culture of partnership, not resistance.
Big one. Put very nicely.
Big one. Yeah. With families reporting feeling dismissed and snowballed by the Attorney General's office, we demand a commitment to empathetic engagement backed by mandatory annual trauma informed training for all personnel who interact with victims' families. I know every time I have talked to any of them, it's been very impersonal. It's like you are a number.
Mhm.
Um, these families are going through so much and have gone through so much. And I believe that the Attorney General's office needs to start talking and treating these families with respect, empathy, and they've got to do better. They've
Mhm.
got to let these families know they do care.
Mhm.
You know, they do care about these victims and they do want to solve these cases. And, you know, I understand that some of these investigators, it's some of these cases that they've seen, some of the things that they have witnessed at crime scenes and stuff. I'm sure it's been hard for them, but they've got to show some empathy for the families, show that you care. You probably do, and you probably do a lot more than what you want to care. I know some people, some detectives have witnessed this stuff and taken it home with them instead of leaving it at work. I can't imagine. That's got to be difficult. It's got to be difficult for them. It's got to be difficult for their families. But they have got to realize these families live with this day in and day out.
Right.
They've lost loved ones, and they deserve some empathy. And they deserve to know, they need to know that you truly do care about their case and their loved ones.
Yeah, agreed.
And finally, number 7, secure dedicated resources for cold case resolution. With over 130 unsolved cases and insufficient dedicated investigators, we demand increased state funding and staffing specifically for missing and murdered cases, including forensic and digital experts.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, it's clear. It's clear that there's not enough resources. It's as we're trying to, logically dig in a little bit and get a little bit more specifically into the weeds. It's very clear that there's not enough resources for how much actually exists.
But I also don't think, I mean, I could be very wrong on this, but I believe there are resources out there for them to reach out and grab.
Yes,
throughout the
I
country.
agree. Yep.
Like the DNA testing. There are several organizations that have money set aside for this testing process, where it doesn't actually come out of the New Hampshire AG's office resources. So I think that they need to start looking into more resources that can help them financially. I think that would go a long ways. And that will definitely help with increasing the funding.
Yeah. I think with increasing the funding to specific to the funding, the immediate need that I think of is simply more people in the cold case. I have to be honest with you, especially after now just recently seeing their budget. I know how many salaries were probably most likely included with that budget, and that's not a lot of people. I think the cold case, honestly, I think the cold case needs to be bigger. I think there needs to be more people. And then, of course, so more people to actually do all of this work and focus on all of these cases, the abundance of cases, I should say.
Yeah, I agree.
Yep.
I agree.
We'll be right back after a quick word from our sponsors. And now back to our episode.
130 unsolved cases in the cold case unit today in New Hampshire.
Yeah.
Let that sink in. That's over 130 families that have no answers, have no resolution, don't know what happened to their loved ones, especially with the unsolved missing, don't know where their loved ones are. 130 cold cases unsolved in the cold case unit in New Hampshire.
Yes.
I have a hard time getting that to sink in my head.
Yeah. Me too.
And, they need to do better. So that's why we're doing these gatherings.
Yes.
Every year we have new families joining us. Come and support us. Talk to these families. These families hold up posters of pictures of their loved ones that are either missing or murdered. And talk to them, hear their story. It's heart-wrenching. What they're asking for is what they deserve. Answers. Answers and possibly justice. Some of these cases in the cold case unit is 30, 40, 50 years old.
Yep.
So is justice possible? Probably not. But these families still deserve answers. And we're moving into next generations. We're moving into family members that weren't even alive when these loved ones were murdered.
Mm-hmm.
Lexi is one.
Yeah.
Let that sink in.
Mm-hmm.
Like she said, now it's up to the next generation to find answers, to get answers, to want answers. The next generation.
Yeah.
How many generations do we have to go before some of these cases get some of these families get some answers to their loved ones' cases or their family members' cases?
I know. I'm just sitting here. There's so many things running through my mind right now. I'm just sitting here. I'm like, yeah, that is so long. It's so long to go without answers. It's so long. So long to live in that type of trauma
Yeah,
and pass it down from generation to generation, right?
yeah, yeah,
And so recognizing that, it just makes the interactions and the lack of transparency and communication just that much worse, right? It just amplifies that trauma with these
yeah.
families, right? So they're like, we've experienced no answers, no justice, no even respect for however many years. And I can't even be treated like a person,
Mhm.
you know?
For an example, Maura Mora's family, every year they have that vigil, the
Yep.
vigil for Maura.
Yep.
And every year the family says, you know, maybe it's going to be this year we'll find Maura. Maybe, we're hoping this year will be the year we find Maura. And year after year after year, they have hope and they talk about that hope at the vigil. Every year they say, maybe this is the year. This is the year we're going to find Maura. And they just don't. And, how many more years are they going to have to say that before they find her? It's just Trish Haynes' family,
Mm-hmm.
you know, perfect example of everybody knows who killed Trish.
Yep.
Everybody knows who killed Trish. And, that family has to wait year after year after year for them to decide to arrest and charge these scumbags for that murder,
Yep.
for her murder. It shouldn't be that way. It shouldn't be that way.
No.
But we are going to continue to be a voice for the voiceless.
Yeah.
We are going to continue to make noise. This year, I think, is going to be a little different because we are really going to make noise this year.
Mm-hmm. We are determined to not just be seen and heard, but to really get some concrete change going. I'm not saying we're going to be screaming and yelling or
Oh,
anything
no.
like that. That's not the type of thing we're doing. But the reason why our key areas are so specific this year is because we really want it to be quantifiable. We really want specific areas to be looked at, to be changed, new processes be put in place so we can really start getting some traction because we need change. Because let's be honest, the entire system in New Hampshire is broken.
Yes.
So let's look at the areas to fix so it can work better for all, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, we totally get, there's things that they have to protect in the AG's office, especially when it comes to the integrity of these cases. We get that. But some of the things that they're not being so transparent about is things that actually will not hurt the integrity of these cases.
No.
Um, so God, I can say so much more. And I think I'm gonna Save it for the
Save it for the gathering. Sorry, I keep on calling
save
it
it for the
rally too.
yeah,
Yep.
save it for the gathering.
Save it for the gathering.
Um, so yeah, if come support us,
Absolutely.
um, listen to the stories. We've got what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of us that are going to be speaking.
Mhm.
Amanda's going to be the MC.
Yep.
Um, she does a wonderful job every year with being the MC. We love her. I'll be speaking. Uh, Julie and her family will be speaking. Trish Haynes' family will be speaking. And John Roberts'
Yep.
family will be speaking. So
Yep.
there'll be speakers. We'll be talking about, obviously, I mostly talk about my case and the Connecticut River Valley cases. So everybody will be speaking about their loved ones. Join us. We could really, really use your support. The more people that show, the more will be visual to them.
Hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yes, there is power in numbers.
Exactly. Power in numbers.
Hmm.
Make signs. Show us your signs. Post your signs.
Oh, yeah.
Every year we make signs, and
Yeah. Jane, what do you hope to accomplish specifically with this gathering this year?
what do I? So many things.
I know.
Well, it's like, how many more decades do I have to wait to see a resolution to my case?
Right.
Uh, and the same with the Connecticut River Valley cases.
Yeah.
How many more decades? It's been 3, almost 4. I guess my big thing is, because we see so many tips come in every year, every month, come into us.
Hmm.
My big thing is, are they looking at the tips?
Right.
Because it could be that one tip that cracks a case, one tip that totally solves a case. So, are they looking at these tips? Are they investigating these tips? How many of these tips are they actually taking very seriously?
Hmm.
Um, you know, that is one of my big things, is the tip line. And 2, there needs to be some kind of process and some kind of procedure in the AG's office. For instance, my case. And now this gets confusing, and I get that. A few years ago, for quite a while, since they had started the cold case unit, I was on the cold case unit's website. And then all of a sudden I was taken off. I was never notified that I was being taken off that cold case website. And I kind of understand, okay, yes, I was probably put up there because they were connecting me with the Connecticut River Valley cases.
Yep.
And I get that the cold case unit is for unsolved missing and murdered. All right. I survived. I was an attempted murder. He obviously tried to kill me. I was stabbed 27 times. So
Hmm.
obviously that was an attempted murder. But I have never been given direction to where my case actually goes.
Right.
Who investigates my case? Is it major crime unit, state police? Am I still a part of the Connecticut River Valley investigation with the cold case unit?
Hmm.
There's been so much confusion with, where the hell is my case?
Yep.
Who is looking at my case? So therefore, who is looking at the tips that come in my case? So I need transparency for that. There needs to be some kind of procedure to let people know exactly where their case is, how it's rated, who investigates it, what department has it, and who has looked at it. So that is definitely one of my big things. Hopefully, Shayna's been working very close with me, being my advocate, and hopefully I'll have some answers by fall about this. We'll see. We're trying to set up a meeting right now with the AG's office so I can have more clarification on where is my case, who is investigating it, and what's going on with it.
Hmm.
So hopefully there'll be more clarification with that.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Mhm.
But, I think after this year, they're going to realize, the AG's office is going to realize we're not going anywhere.
Yes.
I think after this gathering, they're going to realize that some real change needs to be made. Julie did an amazing job digging up information about what other states do
Yeah.
that New Hampshire refuses to do.
Mhm.
And hopefully we'll see some change.
Yeah, I think I sit here right before, the next gathering or third annual, gathering in August. And I sit here and I think back to the beginning. I think back to the planted seed idea.
Yeah.
And then I look back at how each event has grown in traction in sort of different ways. And it's funny because it kind of just like brings me back to a conversation that I was having with Drew just a couple of nights ago. Because while he isn't necessarily very like present, like he doesn't like speak at these things, he's very much logistically involved with everything that we're doing there. He actually told me, he was like, even though we want really specific change and we're really pushing for that direction, and sometimes we sit there and we're like, they're just not listening to us, we need this, we need that. He's like, the coalition has done so much in such a short period of time too, as far as visibility and as far as like bringing everyone together and being supportive. He was like, and it's amazing because the founders within the group are such big name families for unsolved cases, right? He was like, it's amazing that there's essentially no egos. It's all for the benefit of all. The coalition is for the benefit of all. And I just sort of looked at him and I was like, well, yeah, we all have the same exact mentality. While obviously we're going to specifically and individually advocate for, our own cases and cases that are more personal, the ultimate goal of the actual coalition is betterment for all.
Yeah.
All of those families, every single family that comes and supports, or even families that can't even make it, right? All those 130 plus families. And it's funny, he was like, you just don't see that dynamic usually in a coalition because we do have quite a few people involved with the founding, right? He was like, yeah, normally you don't see that type of dynamic. And I was like, well, and I think honestly, now each one of us knows there's absolutely zero egos within this group. There is pointed purpose. And yeah, we essentially are advocating for everyone. And when he was saying that and bringing that out to the forefront, I was like, oh, yeah, that's something for us to be pretty proud of, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Yeah.
And we've gotten so close personally.
Yeah.
We all love each other and respect each other, and we all want the same for each other.
Yes.
And it's not just the coalition or just the gathering that we communicate through.
Right.
We communicate throughout the whole year with almost everybody.
Yep.
So yeah, I feel grateful that I am a part of this coalition, even though it's a coalition that nobody really wants to be a part of.
Right. Yep.
For the reasons why we're all a part of this coalition.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm very grateful for the coalition. I'm grateful for everybody in it. We all work hard for this gathering. But don't forget, when we go to these gatherings and we do these gatherings, it is mentally draining.
Oh, yeah.
Because we're all telling the stories again, especially like the families, they're all telling their loved one's story over again. And that is mentally draining. I don't care if you've done it a million times. It's mentally draining. I tell my story. That's mentally draining to me. So us doing these gatherings, it is hard, but we need to do this. If we want answers and resolutions to these cases, we need to do this. We can't be silent anymore. We have to be a voice for the voiceless. We have to be their voice. Uh, but it can be draining. It takes me, I'm so busy getting my car packed up and making sure I don't forget anything the day of the gatherings. And it takes me a few days to really to think about what I want to say when I get up and speak and write out my speech, which I don't always.
I think last year you followed it pretty well.
I
You were
did.
pretty strict with yourself last year.
But sometimes I don't read off my cue cards. I go off track. Um, but I try to. So it takes me a few days to write my cards out and really think about what I want to say so that it makes sense, so that they hear us. I want to make my points clear. And so the days before the gathering is very draining too.
Mhm.
And I have about an hour and a half, 2 hour drive to Concord. And so after I get my car packed up and make sure go through my head 15 million times because I always forget something, I make sure I've got everything. And the ride up to Concord, I try so hard to just
Mhm.
clear my head a little bit.
Yep.
But it's
Ground.
hard.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Yep.
It's very hard.
Yep. I same. Obviously we both speak at the event, right? It's sort of like I understand how I need to essentially with sort of like kicking it off and being the MC, I need to structure the day and make sure that the day flows well. So I take that all on personally. And with, sort of like opening remarks and that sort of thing, I want to make sure and really sort of set the tone for what people can expect and what people are going to hear. I mean, it's an extremely emotional day.
Yes.
Nobody's up there acting, it's draining. And yeah, so your process with figuring out, you know what I mean, like what you're going to say when you're speaking up at the podium, I essentially kind of actually do the same thing. And on the ride there, I never drive. I'm always like grounding and stuff like that too. I'm always like center, put it all out of you, because I get very nervous public speaking. Most people don't know that. I get very nervous when I'm public speaking.
You do great.
Oh, thank you.
That's why we have you as our MC every year. Even Julie says, no question. Amanda's our MC. No question.
Oh, I'm honored. I'm honored. I'm glad you guys can't see it.
Job.
Thank
No,
you.
not at all. So anything else we want to add?
Yeah. I mean, I guess I would just reiterate exactly what you said, Jane, with come on down. If you can come, please come. Even if you just want to support. I keep on calling it a movement because I think that's kind of an inappropriate word for like what we're doing. If you want to just come and support the movement, right? Even if you've never advocated for a case or you don't have loved ones whose cases hasn't been solved, I mean, please just come. If you feel drawn to come and support us and be a part of this, witness this, you can support us. You can actually join into our, coalition list as well. We have people that are on our coalition distribution who don't advocate for an actual loved one or friend. They are just drawn to help and want to be included in the movement. And so please come on down. I don't think that we
and
gave the address.
We all are very open. All the families, come speak with us. You have a question, come ask us the question. The more you speak with us, the more we know that you are familiar with these cases and that you feel the same way these cases should be solved. Or, if you have information and you just want to take us to the side and say, I have this information, but I don't know who to direct it to, come. we will bring you to the right people to direct that information to.
Yep.
But come talk to us. We're
Yeah.
very open. I'm very open. All the families have been very open about their loved ones, about what happened to them. Hear their stories, listen to them. You know, be supportive of them. Our biggest fear is that these cases get forgotten. So the more we talk about them, the more the families talk about them, the more you talk about these cases, the less likely they will ever be forgotten. Because that is our biggest fear, that these cases will be unsolved and forgotten.
Yeah.
And that's why we keep talking about them. So as long as they're unsolved, you're going to continue to hear about these cases. You want to know more about these cases. Come join. Come support us. August 15th.
Yep.
Concord State House.
Yep. At 107 North Main Street in Concord.
1101. Please come. Come hear our stories. Come get information. We have information pamphlets. There's going to be all kinds of tables with all kinds of different things with information. Come support us, please. We need your support. These families need your support. And most of all, these victims need your support. So come. We hope to see you. With that said, thank you for listening to Invisible Tears. Don't forget to subscribe, share, follow. Don't forget our Facebook page. And have a good one.
Thank you all so much for listening to this episode of Invisible Tears. Make sure you subscribe to our podcast to hear all future episodes. Click into our link tree too in the episode description to find and follow us on all our social medias. And it also links to our website, invisible-tears.com, where you can keep current on any events that may be coming up, read more about Jane and the team, and read more about all the Connecticut River Valley unsolved cases. Evil may exist in this world, but we will not let it win. See you next episode.